How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
Another week of Story of the Fight. What's up, Will?
What up?
All right, so for anybody tuning in, my name is Ramiro.
Will?
I like how you just like, Will.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Another fun night of fights.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome.
It's August 29th. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. There's some great
church.
fights last night. Well, yeah, the MMA Church, man, where we talk all things MMA. If anybody likes our content, you can find us on Spotify, Breaker, Radio Public, Google, Apple. Am I missing anybody else?
YouTube,
the
everything.
YouTubes.
Everything.
Yeah, wherever you can find podcasts, essentially.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
And social medias?
Social medias, we got at Story of the Fight on Instagram and Twitter, and then we have group chat on Facebook, and it's Story of the Fight chat on Facebook.
Yep. And I was active on Twitter last night again.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so fun, man. When you see the hashtag, like last night, of course, UFC Vegas 35, and you start seeing just like everybody comment as you're watching the fights, dude, it's a blast.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But the main event,
yeah,
we had Giga Chikadze versus Edson Barboza. I was looking forward to this fight all week.
Dude, when they announced this one, it was like, okay, well, that's going to be fucking crazy. Like, I was like, it's either going to be just dudes blasting each other, or it's going to be like, let me try to see what he does when I do this. Let me see what he does when I do this. And it's just like a chess match. And I was fine with either way, right? Either way was going to be really cool. And we got the first option. They were just going after each other.
I know. I love it, man. Edson Barboza is always game. Always has been. Would you say this was Giga's biggest challenge thus far?
Yeah, in MMA, definitely.
Right?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it also just like solidifies, because like Edson and Giga, that's kind of like everybody's going to be talking about, well, up until this fight, who are the best kickers in the UFC, right? Wonder Boy, Edson Barboza, Giga Chikadze, but no one really knows, right? Because you never know until they fight. And then for some reason, this fight never even seemed like something, like this matchup never even seemed like a possibility to me. I never even thought about this being like a possible thing we would actually get to see. And then when they announced it, I was like, holy shit, Barbosa's down in weight. Like, of course this can happen now. But I would just like assume, I guess, that they're just going to miss each other. You know, Barbosa's been doing it a long time, but we got it.
He has been doing it a very long time, man.
Yeah, and I think this might be where we start to see the effects of that a little bit. You know, Giga just, Giga, it's not like Giga's like a young guy. You know, he's had a long career in kickboxing, but he's young in MMA, and he just seemed much fresher. You know, like he was faster, which was crazy to see, right? Because Edson's always so fast.
That was the biggest thing I noticed last night, was just speed, and not just his kicks, dude. His hands, man.
That jab. Oh my god, dude, he was doing some things that you don't get. No one does that to Edson. You know what I mean? Like you can see people do some crazy stuff, but like, dude, he was throwing like his jab and then the cross to the body and then a leg kick, and it was just like, bah, bah, bah. And I was like, holy shit, man, he's fast. And to be able to do that on someone who has such good reaction times like Edson is even more impressive. Like, it's not like he just did it to some like plodding like boxer, you know, who just has like an overhand right or something. Like, no, dude, he was doing it against someone who grew up doing Muay Thai since he was like 5 years old or some shit, you know?
Yep, it was a lot of fun, and do the accuracy too, you know, and his patience, because even when he did rock Edson Barboza, you could see how he was still really picking his shots, and he was waiting for like as he was approaching Edson, he'd wait for a little bit of a reaction from Edson before he'd throw like a straight right. And there was just no chance for Edson to bounce back after he got hurt like that.
No, and Edson's defense is so good, man. Like he's bringing his knee up all the way to block body kicks. He's checking leg kicks perfectly. He's fading away from other shots. But your defense is only going to hold up as long as you can maintain it, right? And if Chikadze is throwing his jab, his 2 to the body, his outside leg kick, inside leg kick, body kicks, front kicks, axe kicks, high kicks, like it was everything. Eventually, he's going to find the hole, you know?
Yep.
Like you can't defend all of that for 5 rounds. It's impossible.
Did you see the videos that they showed of Giga when he was a kid in his karate tournaments? I felt so bad for those kids.
I know.
Like he does this high like head kick, and this kid just goes and like holds in and walks off. Like I don't even know these stops. The kid just walked off. He was like, "Fuck this."
He's like, "I'm over this shit." Dude.
Yeah, that kid probably never did karate again. Thanks a lot, Giga. No, man, but it was a good fight. And now taking a look at the rankings, I believe going into this, Giga was ranked 10th and Edson 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next for Giga? I mean, I know he called out Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of a reach right now.
Yeah, I think if I'm Giga, you go for someone like Max Holloway. Max Holloway might take that fight just because Max Holloway's a cool-ass dude, and he might take that fight.
Loves the challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he might wait to see when is Ortega versus Volk.
This month, isn't it? September, upcoming month.
Is it?
Late,
if it is,
September?
He might be waiting for that. If Ortega wins, he'll probably not take a Chikadze fight. He might be like, I can fight and beat Ortega like I did last time. If Volk wins, he might be like, well, it's going to be hard for the UFC to give me a title shot against Volkanovski.
Even though you beat him twice.
Exactly. So he might just wait for that. If he doesn't get Holloway, I'd love to see him fight Calvin Kattar or Arnold Allen. Either of those two.
Hey, let's give Calvin Kattar a little break, huh?
Dude, he's had a break, and they're still saying that there's like signs of like recovery still need to be made. You know, dude, that was a rough one, man. That was a really rough one.
Korean Zombie, maybe.
Korean Zombie would be cool. I'd be into that. Yeah,
I mean, pretty much, dude. Or how about Yair? When Yair comes back from his 5-year hiatus.
Yair will not show up.
I mean, it'd be cool for them to announce it, and then for like Yair to be like, "Yeah, I'm excited for this fight," and then a week after that for him to pull out.
Yeah, it would be.
That seems to be the trend.
Yeah,
it would. It'd be a really good fight.
Yeah, but what's next for Edson?
Oh man,
you know,
I mean, at this point, man. What are you the gatekeeper to break into the top 15?
That sucks. Yeah, maybe.
But we've seen it happen so much with some of our favorite fighters that have been around for quite some time already.
Yeah, but like Josh Emmett is ranked 7th. I think Edson probably beats Josh Emmett, if I had to guess.
Okay.
He's not going to get that fight, right? He's going to have to fight down most likely. He just beat Shane Burgos. You're looking at Sadiq Youssef. I'd love to see that fight. Evloev, tough fight for Barbosa. Bryce
Shane
Mitchell
Burgos.
Probably beats. Shane Burgos he just beat, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it was terrifying.
Man, there's a lot of fun fights. There's a lot of fun fights for him.
Yeah.
But I don't think we ever see him make another run at the title.
I don't think so. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. This seemed like almost like the passing of the torch of like the kicker in the sport, you know?
The kicker.
I mean, they're both so goddamn fast with their kicks, dude. They're both landing these body shots on each other, and I was just like, what the fuck, dude? It was so cool, man.
That's your favorite, dude, the body shots.
Yeah, it's so good. And then Edson was digging that right hook to Chikadze's body in the second. I think I thought Barbosa might have snuck away that second round, if I'm being honest, but I guess not. All 3 judges gave it to Chikadze. But he looked like he made the adjustments that he needed to, but then in the third, Chikadze was just fucking all over him, man. He's so fast. He's so fast. And he's long. He's so long.
It took me a while to kind of jump on the Giga train, you know what I mean? But he's the real deal for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
Especially like I said, when I'm looking at the top 8 right now, there's a lot of names on there where I think he would give those folks a really, really hard time.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, dude, he's 7 in a row now to start his UFC career.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Hey, just like
That's
D-Rod,
not
though.
shabby.
Let's
Oh
be
man,
real.
well, yeah, for sure. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else on the main event?
No, I mean, it delivered,
Oh, for sure.
It delivered for sure.
For sure. Before that, we did have Brian Battle versus Gilbert Urbina, and this was for the was middleweight, right?
Middleweight. Yeah.
Middleweight tough champion. So, man, Brian Battle,
Urbina took this on 10 days' notice. He lost in the semifinals and got the shot. He wasn't even supposed to be in the finale. And man, he took the first round, right?
Yeah, he looked really good that first round. And Brian Battle, somebody like the episodes that I have watched of TUF, I haven't watched the entire season, but I did watch the first fight for Brian Battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, man, like he's long, lanky. If he can use his reach correctly with the right fights, like he could do all right. But he seems pretty slow. I think about some of the folks in the division. I'm just like, man, I just don't know how much longer, because you'd see people like Dotson, TJ Dillashaw, a lot of the other tough champions. And you're like, man, even like a Michael Chiesa, like I could see him, going far. With Brian Battle, I don't get that feeling. But then again, he was picked last and he won, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know if he might not be and we'll talk about this again after this, but he might not be the right weight class also.
Very true.
Because in Ultimate Fighter, usually they'll fight a little bit heavier than they normally would, just because they have to frequently make weight cuts. And it's like, I'm not going to make my 20-pound weight cut multiple times this month. You know what I mean? Like,
not just that, but it's probably like you're in. And if they say, hey, I know you usually fight at 170, but we're doing 185 right now. Are you down? Like, what are you going to say? Like, hey, I'll just wait. Maybe, hopefully in 2 years, you'll, get a welterweight one going. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he can now he's in, like you said. Now he's in. He can do what he needs to do. How about he fought damn near that whole first round without a mouth guard in?
Yeah. And they're like, is this mouth guard out? Is it in? They're like, but it's clear, right? And they're like, no, it's sitting outside the octagon right now. I was like, what? Yeah. How does that happen?
Dude, he also lost it in the second round, and I don't think they even saw it. But I saw Herb Dean walk over and pick it up and was holding it. I don't think they mentioned it at all.
They probably don't have a clear mouth guard, though.
Yeah, don't have a clear mouth guard, and maybe now he'll be able to get like a legit one, because it didn't seem like a fight mouth guard.
Oh, really?
It just seemed like a mouth guard, dude. Bought it at CVS and boiled it before the fight or something.
My son has like the mouth guard for football where it has like the fangs on the outside.
Oh, really?
You're like, that'd be sick if he had one of those during the fight. He's like, that's all I had. No, but we'll see what happens with these two going forward. So Brian Battle now 6-1 after that, and Gilbert Urbina 6-2.
Do you think the fights on the house should count towards their pro record?
Man, I think so.
I think so.
It
seems kind of fucked up, honestly.
Yeah,
I get it. They're not getting like paid for them, so they're not professional bouts, but they fought.
They sure did.
They fought.
So yeah, no, I'm there with you. I think it should count, but whatever. Yeah. Before that, we had the bantamweight Ricky Turcios versus Brady Heistan. This was a fight.
Oh my god!
The get-go.
Yeah, from the get-go, this is fucking nuts, dude. And the third round, where they tell Ricky, "Hey man, you're down 2 rounds. You gotta go for it here." And holy shit, did he go for it? Oh my god!
And this is what I'm telling you. Why don't corners do that more often?
Well, they know, right? They know the fighter. They know some fighters probably want to be told you're doing good, and they don't want to be thinking about, holy shit, I'm losing, and that might fuck them up mentally. So they know better than we do, right? But this fool, you definitely tell, hey, you're down, dude. Go out there and try to take this fool's head off. Holy shit. And props to Brady too, man, because he was throwing it back the other way, dude. His uppercut, he kept landing that uppercut when Ricky would come in, because he was like dipping his head weird, right, to land his like hooks, and Brady was just sneaking that uppercut in. It was beautiful, man. What a fun fight, dude.
Ricky is just a monster. I can't remember who it was, but they said that they remind him of Tony Ferguson. Where
dude,
no matter what
Tony
position
Ferguson
he's
and
in,
Jacob Sanchez mixed.
Oh, what a combination, man!
I know.
What a combination. But no matter what position he's in, whether he's off his back or he's coming up with something creative to try to put you in a bad position.
This is the perfect fight to show somebody to show them, hey, just because you just got taken down, for someone who's scoring, right? If I'm like becoming a judge, or if I'm in the athletic commission and there's someone becoming a judge, I show them this fight and say, look, he got taken down. Yes, that's points for Brady. He took him down. But that doesn't mean just because he's on top that he's now winning. Because Ricky, in my opinion, was winning on the ground off of his back, throwing up submissions, landing nasty hammer fists, elbows. The dude's crafty, man. That guy's a savage. And he's a fucking weirdo, bro, and I love it.
That's what I was going to say, man. Like the yelling, the sticking the tongue out, and he was like doing those little poses, like in the middle of a fight. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, absolutely amazing. So fun to watch. Like, that guy, he does not hide anything. You know what I mean? He is who he is, and he puts it out, and I fucking love that, man. Like, and like I said, I want to give props to Brady, too, because that was a performance, man. He was really giving it back. Dude, the last 30 seconds of the fight where they just fucking planted their feet, going toe-to-toe, throwing hooks back and forth. I mean, this was probably the second best finale fight I've ever seen.
Really?
Right. I mean, who's better other than Forrest versus Bonner?
Yeah, you might be right.
For the finale of Ultimate Fighter, that's got to be it.
You might be right.
Also, this fight really reminded me of Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida, which I believe was also on an Ultimate Fighter finale card. It just reminded me of it so much, dude. You have the crazy, weird, like unorthodox land anything like Diego Sanchez, right? And then you have Brady, who's a wrestler like Clay Guida, who's just a fucking dog in there going for it. 22 years old, bro. What the fuck, man?
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
You know what I like? Like, a lot of times you go to the post-fight interview, and then and I'll talk about it a little bit later. But what's his name? It's slipping my mind. Oh, Andre Petrovsky. Where you're like, okay, like how long was he thinking about what he was gonna say, right, in the post-fight interview?
Still messed it up.
But this guy comes in and says, "Believe in yourself, don't fear failure, dream big, work hard, stay positive, enjoy the journey." And I don't know why, like, I saw that, and as cheesy as all that sounds, I was like, "That's my guy right there." Like,
that's my boy. And remember when Bisping was fighting Rockhold, the lead up, he was like, "Believe, achieve, succeed," or some shit like that. It was like a whole meme about him like doing this little positive, but then he wins. And so after Ricky does that speech, I'm like, damn, that reminds me of Bisping. Bisping's on the mic, and he's like, hell yeah, he's like all down for it too, dude.
That's so sick, man. But it came through
shout out to the best commentary team in fighting right now too. By the way,
that was really good. That was a really good team.
So good.
Oh, dude, how about when Bisping, what's his name? Brendan Fitzgerald says, I think his mouthpiece is clear, and he goes, like your personality. I was like, oh, damn, bro.
Felder laughs, and then Brendan's like, what does it mean to have a clear personality? It's so funny, man.
Hilarious. Yeah. But, man, Ricky Turcios, man, congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Phenomenal performance. Nothing to hang your head on for Brady.
I mean, he got a contract too.
Yeah, it was a great fight. Great fight.
He got a contract also on a card where there was, in my opinion, 3 fights in the running for Fight of the Night, which is crazy. They ended up getting a locker room bonus, Dana said, because they didn't officially.
Really?
Yeah, but also, did you watch any of the post-fight press conference?
No, it was too late.
Yeah, okay. You need to watch it because Ricky, he's out there talking, right? And he's just like, the way he talks is so funny, man. He's like, some, you know what I'm saying? Some, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's over and over. But then he was like, at the end, they're like, all right, no more questions, whatever. He's like, can I just have like a skit that I prepared. It's only like a 2-minute skit. Are you guys cool with that? And they're like, yeah. Pulls his phone out, pulls out a little Bluetooth speaker, puts it on the table, puts his phone up against it. He's like, you guys got Wi-Fi in here? And he's like, what's going on? Pulls out one of those karaoke mics with like the neon like lights that flies around it.
Is this on?
Yeah. Well, the worst part is, I'm sure it was good for all them because he like tested it and it was all good. But since the UFC microphone was just sitting on the table, as a viewer, you could barely hear it. But then he plays like a shitty like non-copyrighted instrumental version of Freebird by Leonard Skinner, and just goes up there and sings Freebird with the flag, shirtless, still in his fight shorts, with the flag around him and his black belt that he just got, and he sings Freebird to the press conference, and it's fucking awesome, dude. It's
so just like karaoke all of a sudden.
Yeah. But it's not even like, when I say instrumental, I mean like it's all like synthetic, like electronics. There's no like actual guitar. It's Freebird, and there's no guitar. It sounds like a ringtone version of it. It's so funny, man.
I have to watch
this guy.
now.
I'm so on this guy's like hype train, man. I think also going back to fighters on TUF fighting above their weight class, I think most likely we'll see him go down to flyweight. And I'm so happy for that, dude, because could you imagine him versus like Brandon Royval or something like that? Holy shit, man. Might be a little bit much for him right now. We'll have to see where he goes. But I think flyweight, he'll probably do better there. I can't imagine him fighting someone like Frankie Edgar or like those guys, you know what I mean?
True.
Imagine him fighting like someone like Petr Yan. I think he's probably a little too small. But very excited.
Maybe like an Aljamain. Yeah. All right. Before that, we had our boy.
Wait. Can we actually talk about the scorecards? How did you score this fight? Because how do you even?
Dude, I don't know.
Right. I don't know. It was crazy.
I don't know. I just like at the end, I was like, dude, whoever wins this, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I thought the third round was the clearest round, and that was for Ricky. The first two, who knows? All three judges gave it to Brady in the second round. Two judges gave it to Ricky in the first. Very close fight. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. And I know who were the judges for this one?
You had Mike Bell gave it to Ricky. Tony Weeks gave it to Ricky. Both guys that, in my opinion, know what they're doing.
Tony Weeks, excellent ref, too.
Yeah, fantastic.
Excellent watching ref.
Yeah, Derek clearly gave it to Brady. Which I'm pretty sure it's clearly who is like, whenever there's a split decision, he's always the one that goes with the other guy who the judges didn't give it to.
Clearly, he doesn't see it the same way. Anyways, all right. So before that, again, our boy D-Rod facing Kevin Lee. Now, again, we've been talking about D-Rod for quite some time. We've been saying it for the longest time. This guy is somebody to pay attention to.
I don't know.
He should be 17-1 right now.
Yeah, I don't know what else he has to do to become like a fan favorite, like someone who everybody goes to watch, like should be up in the tops, like should be growing in the divisions. I mean, goddamn, and he calls out Abu Bakar, takes a Kevin Lee fight on short notice. His only loss is to Nicholas Dalby. I thought he won it. It was a split decision. Yeah, Daniel, people really thought Kevin was going to blast through him, and I don't know why. We talked about it before in that news episode that we did. It doesn't make – I mean, the only reason I think people were saying that is because they knew who Kevin Lee was and they don't know who Daniel Rodriguez is. But now they know because holy shit, what a performance, man. That was a coming out party.
Who else thought they were going to blast through D-Rod?
Yeah, Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee, man. You know, and there was a reason that he was calling out Mike Perry. And there's a reason that he was calling out everybody else other than D-Rod. And
I don't think so.
Keep going. No, I just think for a fight coming back, right? And he knows it's been a minute since he's fought, multiple injuries. You know, if you're Kevin Lee, and even if you're Kevin Lee's team, and you see D-Rod, who's on a tear right now, like, why wouldn't you want to try to get him a warm-up fight before he fights somebody as tough as D-Rod?
Yeah, but let's not forget that, and I want to give credit to Kevin Lee where it's due, in my opinion. I was rooting for D-Rod in this fight. It's a fight that I didn't want to see someone lose because I think D-Rod has. We'll talk about it more, but Kevin Lee, I'm a fan of Kevin Lee. So there might be some bias here, but I don't think he is in the taking easy or warm up fight business. You look at the people that he's fought, and not only has he fought, but he is the one that's calling them out. If we go work backwards, Sean Brady, who's a savage, I don't think people realize yet how good he is, but Kevin Lee knows, and he knows that if I get a win over Sean Brady, this looks better over time. He called out Oliveira. He thought Oliveira is the best guy in the division. He was right. He's the champ now. He lost that fight. He's the one that called out Gregor Gillespie when nobody wants to touch Gregor Gillespie. I mean, the guy's a fucking savage, dude. Like he goes after the guys that nobody wants to even mention their name, and if they don't even want to associate with them because they don't want the possibility of fighting them. He goes after those guys. When we got told that Daniel Rodriguez was offering to take this fight on short notice, I was like, dude, I think Kevin Lee's going to take this fight. He doesn't look away. He doesn't shy away from the toughest fights. He goes for fights that if he wins, they're going to look better over time. And this is one of those ones. He didn't win it because D-Rod is a fucking animal.
Yeah, we have Daniel here who says Kevin Lee uses his ego to help him in his career, has worked for him at times, but it also digs him into deep holes. I mean, I agree, man. He's a talker, right? And it draws some attention to him, you know, and that might be – it rubs people the wrong way sometimes, especially Michael Chiesa and his mom. Chiesa's mom, you know, but we were there for that press conference, by the way, live, right? It was so nuts. But look, Kevin Lee has a lot of tools, and we've talked about this before. I just don't think he's been able to put it all together. He did
In the Gillespie fight, that might be the best performance we'll ever get out of him.
I mean, maybe, and I'm just saying because it was a half a round we saw with Gillespie.
True.
Caught him with a high head kick, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I mean, he's lost 5 of his last 7. And granted, though, he's been fighting some absolute killers, man.
And that's what I mean, man. He does not take easy fights.
He lost to Tony Ferguson, Raging Ally Quinta, by the way. If you're looking for a home in New Jersey, hit up Ally Quinta.
Yeah.
Rafael Dos Anjos, Gregor Gillespie, Charles Oliveira, and now D-Rod. So, yeah, man, he's been fighting some tough folks.
Yeah, that's just how it goes, man. I don't think he takes easy fights. But let's talk about Daniel Rodriguez now because, dude, this guy, I hope this was the coming out party because this is the biggest name he's fought, right? Mike Perry was the biggest name. Now Kevin Lee is the biggest name. It's only up from here. I think the sky's the limit with D-Rod. People are saying he needs to touch up on his takedown defense. I disagree. I think people are highly disrespecting Kevin Lee's takedown ability and his chain wrestling.
We saw it on the first takedown.
Yeah, I mean, he's an animal. He goes so hard for takedowns, and he's so good positionally, right? But D-Rod was able to get up, right? Once he got taken down later on, he did what he needed to do. He made a mistake. He was going this way, and then you could hear his corner yelling, "Switch!" So he switches the other way, pushes the head down, gets back up to his feet, and then just starts cracking again. Like, dude, his hand speed and his accuracy is fucking unreal. I think people underestimate him just because of what he looks like.
Yeah.
Right? They think, oh, this guy's probably just like a brawler, right? They hear about all the street fights, and they think, oh, this guy probably just throws hands and that's it. No, dude, this guy is technical. And that body kick, god damn, dude. Like, he has everything. I think the takedown defense holds up. I think his ability to get up holds up. And when he's on the feet, dude, I mean, at welterweight, man, that's he's a big deal, dude. And now I mean, fuck, man, how is he not ranked? It's bullshit, man. He should be undefeated in the UFC.
It's not so. Taking a look at the rankings right now, right? We didn't have Kevin Lee that was ranked, but he said that he spoke to Dana, and Dana told him, "Hey, you beat Kevin Lee, we might be talking about breaking the top 15." So he mentioned that.
Yeah.
You know,
As
you have,
should.
and Daniel just mentioned right now too, D-Rod versus number 15, Sean Brady. I think Sean Brady's ranked 13th now, but that'd be another good fight.
It'd be a great fight. I don't want that fight. I want D-Rod versus Jeff Neal. I want D-Rod versus
Li Jingliang.
Chiesa's coming off a loss. Li Jingliang is fighting Khamzat Chimaev. If I'm D-Rod,
Ponzinibbio already has a fight, right?
Oh yeah, he does, huh? I'm
pretty sure he does. I don't remember who it is, but I remember hearing his name recently mentioned.
Yeah, if I'm D-Rod, I'm going Jeff Neal or higher. I'm not taking anything less. And Jeff Neal's coming off of a loss, right? And that's a fucking banger of a fight. D-Rod versus Jeff Neal. That's a fight that I want to see.
Jeff hands of steel Neal, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm pulling for if I'm D-Rod. I mean, the guy, dude, I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. I talked about how he reminds me of a evolved Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell.
Like, dude, you're gonna take me down. I'm gonna shrug it off. Towards the end of that fight, man, he was shrugging those takedowns, and it was fucking awesome. Heavy sprawls, both underhooks. Get the fuck off me, and then right back to work. And his angles, bro, his footwork.
Yep.
Dude, he's not just like a street boxer, dude. Like, I really think people underestimate him based on how he looks and his history, and they think that's what he is, but he's not, man. He is technical.
He was frustrating the shit out of Kevin Lee, man, with that
You
jab.
can see it, man.
Because he'd hit him with that jab, and then he'd just step off right at the right side, to the right side at the perfect time. Yep.
Oh,
so that he's stepping away from Kevin Lee's right hand and the counter.
And he's landing the check right hook whenever Kevin Lee does close the distance. Dude, he's everywhere.
And his ability to slip
phenomenal.
really, really easily, man. And when he started landing the straight left, and you see Kevin Lee start shaking it off, and I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, and he wobbled him. At one point, he was hurt.
Oh, he had the skates on.
Yeah. It was like when he got wheel kicked by Edson Barboza.
It was. That's what it reminded me of.
Kevin Lee's hard to put out, dude.
Yeah.
Because that wheel kick lands flush from Edson Barboza, and his legs are shooting off every different direction, but he stays in there, man. He's durable.
Yeah, I mean, even when he got rocked by D-Rod yesterday, too, you see him, he starts getting wobbled. D-Rod starts going in for the kill, and he's just a smart guy. He just goes straight for the takedown right after that.
Yeah.
Buys some time, finishes the round that way. But, dude, it was a really fun fight.
Dude, I was so happy the whole time. Because after the first round, I was like, all right, man, that was tough. I think probably Kevin Lee took the first round. And I think that
all the judges gave it to him.
Yeah, so tough first round. He wasn't like it wasn't a clean sweep, right? He had his moments. He was landing his shots. I think he outstruck him in the first still. It was just the grappling that Kevin Lee had the advantage in that round. But then after that, man, it was all D-Rod. All D-Rod. He ended up getting taken down in the second, right? But he got back up pretty quickly.
Got right back up, pretty quickly. All right.
Whew, what a fight,
Props
man.
to D-Rod. Props to D-Rod.
That was my stressful one for the night because I was telling everybody, bro, D-Rod's coming, dude. And, yeah. Happy.
Awesome, man. All right. Before that, we had Andre Petrovsky versus Michael Gilmore. So you had something to say about this one.
First off, get the fuck out of here with the fucking hammer and sickle tattoo on your side. Like, what the fuck, dude? This guy thinks he's like, is just because his last name, he thinks like, oh, that's my heritage. Your heritage is fucking murderers and fucking people who like, and people see that and they're like, oh, fuck communism, America. That's not even why I don't give a fuck about any of that. I just care about the 14 million people that Stalin killed. You know what I mean? Like, might as well put a fucking swastika on your side, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If he thinks it's because it's like a political belief thing, cool, man. You can be communist. I don't give a fuck, right? I don't think communism's the enemy. I'm not scared of communist countries or anything like that. It's an idea. Who gives a fuck? Everybody has opinions. But the symbol of that, in reality, dude, you think Giga Chikadze likes that? Like seeing that shit? Dude's talking about how he was born during the revolution from Georgia, from the Soviet Union, and he grew up around people dying. His house got hit with a bazooka. They didn't have electricity. You think he likes seeing that on some fucking dumb piece of shit American? Fuck off, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Then, so automatically I'm like, fuck this dude. And then later on, when it was an interesting fight. He won the first round. I think Gilmore pieced him up in the second round.
Yep.
Third round, he gets taken down again, Gilmore. And Petrovsky ties him up, right, with his hand behind his, like this. And he's stuck, and he's getting hit with massive elbows. He might have went for a verbal tap. They talked about how it looked like he was probably trying to tap out verbally. I don't know if that's what he was doing or if he was complaining, hey, this fucker has his fingers in my gloves. If you watch the replay, I didn't see it live. I thought, damn, that's a nasty position, tying someone's hand behind their back, right? Or around their neck. Then you watch the replay at 2:06, and you could look at it. 2:06, when he switches hands to pull that arm across, he digs his fucking fingers into the glove and then pulls it. Like, dude, he's locked in there. He's not getting that arm back. He fucking cheated.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too.
Yeah,
because they were talking about like it was probably a verbal tap, Oh, he was
He
trying to,
might have
but
been
it's
like,
but
"Hey, motherfucker, this guy's
Yeah.
grabbing my gloves."
and the thing is, like, the ref was right there. The
Mhm.
ref was right there, and I think if he was like, "Hey, stop it," or I tap, whatever,
Yeah.
then he would have stopped it.
He would have
So
stopped
it was not a verbal tap.
I don't think so. And he could have tapped with his legs. He had another arm free. He could have tapped with like
His finger.
his finger. He could have spent. But I don't know. I think would it have changed the outcome of the fight? I don't know. In my opinion, grabbing the gloves in a position like that to land shots like that, which ultimately ended the fight, in my opinion, that's a point deduction. Start from standing. Don't do that shit. So in my opinion, if he did that and it was dealt with the correct way, which is a point deduction and a stand up, Gilmore probably wins that fight. At the very least, a draw. And then this dude jumps on the mic and fucking has the corniest interview I've seen since fucking Benson Henderson proposing to Booze. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, dude. This prepared. I hate these fucking scripted, wannabe trash talkers. It didn't, dude. If you actually listen to what he said, it makes no fucking sense. Whoever they get in here next, call Jeff Bezos because I'm blasting this dude off into space or some shit like that.
Into orbit, or something.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. What? I get it. Jeff Bezos went to space, but like, makes no fucking sense. It's the corniest shit ever. And he like stumbled on the words. He's like, bro, you prepared this. What are you doing? He probably said it in the mirror like 10 times while he fucking lotioned up his Soviet Union tattoo. Fucking dyed his beard and pulled it down while he's looking at pictures of Dan Bilzerian on Instagram trying to make it look like his.
There's only one person that can go in there with like really scripted stuff and get away with it, and that's Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only one that, even when you can tell it's scripted, the way he delivers it is so like fucking tongue in cheek that you're like, you fucking love it. It's so
Chael
good.
Sonnen, man. One of the goats, man. Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, I'm gonna break in there with night vision goggles that I got on the back page of Soldier of Fortune magazine. It's like, what?
So
it's
random.
So good.
All right, man. Anything else on that fight?
No, fuck him. I hope he gets cut.
Dude, you know, in the episodes that I watched, he just came through as like super douchey.
Dude, like, yeah, I mean, like, I already said I don't know what else I could even say about him. I feel bad for Gilmore, though, I'll be honest.
All right.
Dude, Gilmore was tagging him coming in, man. He was timing with that uppercut. Like, Petrovsky kept trying to shoot from a distance, and Gilmore was just fucking him up at the distance.
Yep.
But, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. Before that,
these things happen. Yeah.
Gerald Mearshart versus Mahmoud Muradov.
Upset of the year so far, maybe?
I mean, what was it? Was it minus 400?
He was the biggest underdog on the card. Mearshart continues to do this, man. The guy is tough.
Well, just goes to show how bad
it's tough, man.
Chimaev is.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Mearshart's fucking durable, man, and he got him out quick.
He got him out super quick. Hamzat's no joke, man. We just forget we haven't really talked about Hamzat in a while. He hasn't fought. He's going to be back soon. And he won.
Yeah, and he won. Well, did he? I don't know.
I don't know.
Seems like he might have been
maybe a draw.
No, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. It seems like he maybe got some outside political pressure to keep fighting, but we'll see.
A little bit.
It's a little spooky. He retired, and then that warlord calls him and is like,
he's like, just kidding, everybody.
And he was like, I had a chat. I'm back. It's like, wait, you're still coughing up blood though, right? You posted that yesterday.
He's like, nah, man, I confused it with something else.
Yeah.
But anyways, dude, yeah, very durable. Murata thought he had him out, and he unloaded a few times.
He had most people out.
Dude,
that was nasty.
He's so fast. His hands are so fast.
Yeah.
And he's got some power, too. He was cracking Mearshart.
Dude, Muradov, we've talked about it before. I think he's the future. And I think this is a good lesson for him to learn that just because you have somebody hurt, you can't open up all your defense trying to get the knockout, right? You can't just go crazy for it. You have to be patient because when he's patient, he's a sniper, man. He lands shots from everywhere, man. His vision in there, his offensive vision, I should say, his defensive vision, a little lacking in this fight, but his offensive vision is so like clear, you know, like he picks his spots His timing is impeccable. He hits with power. He hits you with something that you don't expect. He finds the holes really well. Like he sees really well in there. But I think he just went a little too crazy trying to get the knockout because, I mean, that first round had to be a 10-8, right?
There was a few times where he was going at Mearshart, trying to put him out on Mearshart just from the hip, just a wide right, wide left, right, and then he connects with Muradov, and you just see him take a step back, like, oh shit, like that stunned me. So you're absolutely right. Maybe if he was more patient going in for the kill, he might have been able to finish it.
Yeah, but I think he's at the point in his career where he can take this loss and learn that from it. You know, it's not like he's deep into his career and never learned that lesson. This is the perfect time to learn the lesson.
How old is he?
I mean, he's not super young, I don't think, but he's young in the UFC. He's 31.
He's 31.
Not bad.
He's entering his prime.
Yeah, it's his first loss in the UFC. It's his first loss in 5 years. So it's good to get reality checked like that a little bit, you know? Now he can see, oh, I'm in the UFC. I can hurt all these guys, right? If you can hurt Mearshart, you can hurt anybody, right? But now he can say, now he can learn at least, just because I can hurt all these guys, they can hurt me too. And I need to be aware of that even when it looks like I have them out. I don't know how that first round wasn't a 10-8 round. Not one judge gave him a 10-8. He dropped Mearshart a couple times. Mearshart was out on it. Dude, Herzog was telling him the entire fight, fight back, fight back, fight back. If you're hearing that from the ref, the entire first round should be a 10-8. But
you'd think, right?
He would think. But
Mearshart
gutted it, man. I think he realized. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was just going to say this was a night of a lot of fun names, man, with Giga Chikadze, Mearshart. You had Abdul Razak, Ahasan.
Makhmud Muradov.
Yeah, Alessio de Chirico.
Yeah. This is a good night. It's just cool, too, because this sport, man, no matter where you're from, like, you can, like, everybody, it comes from everywhere. You know, it's just people.
Yep.
So cool, man. It's so
everybody
cool.
Understands fighting.
Yeah. And everybody wants to watch it. But Mearshart, at the end of that first round, he takes his back, and I think he felt it there. Like, this is my avenue right here. If I can get it back here, I feel it. He just ran out of time. And then when he got the choke in, shit was over. He's crafty, man. He is crafty.
Yeah, dude. It was fun to watch him again.
Yeah.
All right, but before that, we talked about Abdul Razak Ahasan versus Alessio de Chirico. Dude. Yeah. I mean, how long was this fight? 17 seconds?
Was it the first strike he threw? I think it was the first strike he threw.
May have been. The only strike he needed?
The only strike he needed. God damn, what a head kick.
The way he fell, you know, like when your legs are all folded, like in the opposite direction, and you see him like looking around kind of, and he's probably thinking like, why is my body not responding to anything I want to do right now? Because it just folded.
Yeah, it was
man.
Crazy.
His post-fight interview was like, my son said, Dad, you got to win in there.
I know.
I was like, oh.
The tears coming down his face, bro. I was like, God damn. Ouch. Can we talk about how good Paul Felder is as a post-fight interviewer?
Oh, the best.
The best. He stumbles on his words sometimes, but I think the reason that he stumbles on his words is because he's actually there in the moment, present, he doesn't have like the same like, oh, walk me through this knockout. Like this and like, what does this feel like? Like, there's the basic questions. Like, he's out there asking like really cool questions, you know?
Like when he asked Mearshart, he's like, hey, dude, like, are you ever gonna like have a fight where you don't go through? To go through to get a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the mutual respect. Every fighter who goes in there and talks to him, they're like, this fool's a savage. Like, I respect him. Like, we're cool in the interview. Like, he like demands respect. You know what I mean? Just his presence alone he gets respect. But yeah, what a high kick. You know, he set it up perfectly. He said that he noticed that he was leaning that way, so he went to throw the high kick that way. He was talking about how he was like, yeah, he's open for the high kick with my left, but I kept seeing him leaning, so I threw the right. Because Felder was like, he said something. He was like, is that something that you saw leading up to the fight? And he was like, yeah, we saw it with the left high kick. I kept seeing him leaning. I went to the right. And shout out Coleslaw and the Twin Lakes in the Twin Lakes Church. Had to put an earbud in for my other pastors.
Coleslaw, man, keeping it real.
Sunday scripture.
Keeping it real, man. Oh, that's awesome.
But how about, can we talk about this? You ever see the movie It Follows?
It Follows? No.
I think we talked about it last episode. You need to watch that damn movie. The Curse of the Head Kicks. Impa Kasangane versus Joaquin Buckley. Kasangane catches the kick. Buckley jump spins, hits him with the turning side kick, knocks him out. Knockout of the year, right? It was crazy. Then Buckley fights Alessio Di Chirico, and Di Chirico knocks him out with the high kick. Then Di Chirico fights Abdul Razak Ahasan, gets knocked out with the high kick. So
Abdul Razak Ahasan needs to be careful.
Yeah, be careful, man. It's coming. It's coming.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah. All right. Well, there wasn't much else to that fight because it was really quick.
No, it was literally just one high kick, and that was it. But yeah, props to Ahasan. What a fantastic high kick. I think eight wins now in under a minute for him in his career.
Nuts.
Insane.
And before that, we had probably the weirdest fight of the night. Weirdest fight
of the year?
Wellington Turman versus Smiling Sam Alvey. By the way, my most liked tweet for last night was Sam Alvey isn't smiling much anymore.
Dude, I
angry Sam Alvey.
I'm always active on Reddit during the fights, and one of my top comments from the night was for the last fight, the Di Chirico versus Ahasan. I was like, Sam Alvey's eyes died for this fight. You got to sacrifice something to get a fight like that.
Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, man.
What a weird fight.
Hey, let's be real here, man. I mean, Sam Alvey might just be well past his best days. Yeah. And he was getting tuned up a little bit here by Turman.
He is on a 7-fight winless streak now. Yeah. One of them is a draw, so it's not a 7-fight loss streak. But with that draw, it's now 7 fights in a row that he has not won. Not the best spot to be in.
It sucks though because I've always enjoyed watching him.
I've always liked him. I know he gets hate on some people.
He just seems like a super nice guy, and it's funny because he's always smiling except for when he loses. Yeah, and he starts yelling at the judges.
His wife is his head coach. She's she's super good at jiu-jitsu. I think she has a fighting background. Also won America's America's Top Next Model. I think I was the one with
America's Next Top Model.
There it is. That's the one.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm a big fan of the show, but
hey, bro, I'm not. But I know what it's called.
Won.
I mean, yeah, that's fantastic. She's multi-talented.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, I just like he got 5 kids. He does the smiley face on the back of his head. When the Reebok deal happened, he went into a tanning salon with a sponsor sticker on it, so he had the sponsor on his chest, and they were like, "No more of that." But
that's so funny.
I mean, he's a character, and his check right hook is nasty. He'll knock fools out with that check right hook. Maybe relies on it a bit too much.
He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of power, and you can tell that when he connects, man, it's a thudding connection. But
had him hurt a couple times, I think.
But everybody's just a step ahead of him. Everybody's a step ahead of him.
Yeah.
And with some of those eye pokes, where you're like, okay, I've seen a lot worse.
I've seen worse, but I also, I know it, dude. That the one that everyone was questioning, right? The one for the first point deduction, which is fucking insane that I have to even say for the first point deduction. But right here, it grazed a little bit in a fight. You're sweaty. That hand's got sweat on it. There's blood. That alone, dude. When you open that eye again, and if it's like half folded and like takes a sec to open up, it's illegal, you know. So I don't fault him at all. There was other eye pokes that didn't get called throughout the fight. I think this probably should have been the DQ.
Do you think he
not a second point deduction?
He Aljamain did a little bit?
I don't think so.
No,
I think his eye was already fucked, and then anything more to it. Like I said, 3 eye pokes warranted them to stop the fight, right? The first one, he gets a break. Second one was the one that people are saying that he was maybe acting a little bit. They got the point deduction. 20 seconds later, poked again, much worse. Point deduction again.
Dude,
there was like 2 or 3 more that didn't get stopped.
I don't think Tognoni was going to give him that second point deduction. I think he walked up there like, dude, what the hell? Like, I just deducted a point.
Yeah.
And you see Turman like pushing back. and saying, "Dude, my hand was up," and then he goes,
Yeah,
"Okay,
he's
come
like,
here,"
"Nah,
and he grabbed
motherfucker."
him. Yeah. Honestly, if he would have been
I-
like, "Dude, I'm so sorry," like, he would have been like, "Dude, you got to be careful with your weapon. It's your weapons, man. You're
your
responsible for them." That's what he always tells him. You're responsible for your weapons.
I think you DQ him. I don't think that this should be a second point deduction. This should be a DQ. I mean, when it happens 3 times and you already deducted a point, we're going to deduct a second. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't know if it's ever happened, 2-point deductions in one round. But at what point? Because we can't just look at the tangible results from eye pokes, right? It hurts, first of all, right? Your depth perception probably goes off, all these things. But then you stop and think about like what else it does psychologically. This, like I said, they were not the only 3 eye pokes in the fight. He was getting eye poked the entire fight. They didn't stop it every time. One of them, Tyone, was like, it was a punch. It was not a punch. It was an eye poke. It happened multiple times. And he said, once they took the second eye poke, he was like, I'm scared. I'm nervous to go forward because I keep getting eye poked. You know what I mean? Like, that's the psychological impact that you don't get to see, and you don't know the tangible effects.
That you usually don't hear either.
Yeah, you don't hear it. But, and maybe he was babying it a little bit, but if I kept going forward, and what did the commentary team say the entire fight? Sam needs to go forward. He can't keep going back. Every time he goes forward, he's getting eye poked. DQ him, man. That's not okay. Yeah, good strategy. The John Jones strategy.
It just fingers up, comes close, fingers down.
Yeah, I mean,
straight into your eye.
The reality is, you know the rules. You know the rules. In my opinion, the first one, you get a warning, whatever, because accidents can happen. Second time, if you keep accidentally eye poking somebody, you need to change something. Here's a point deduction, so you better fucking change it. Third one, fucking DQ, dude. Why are we taking 2 points away in the same round? 20 seconds after you just took, clearly the warning didn't do its purpose, didn't serve its purpose. Fucking DQ him, man. Because you can't. This sport isn't just, oh, the eye poke affected that moment. Dude, it can affect the whole rest of the fight. Who knows if that eye poke didn't happen? What if Sam landed that check right hook? What if that was when he went for it? You just can't. Do I think that would have changed something? Who knows? Maybe not, right?
Probably not.
On paper, Turman probably wins this fight every time they fight. But we can't ignore the fact that he broke the rules numerous times. You know what I mean? In a fight that he won the first 2 rounds, you're going to take 2 points away in a round that he's winning in the third. What are we doing?
Yeah. And
do you
Turman, after that, I was fine with the second point deduction.
Yeah, I mean, I said, this is just
point deduction.
This is the first time talking it out. That's where I was feeling last night. DQ might be a little too rough. I don't know, man. It's just,
and I was proud of Tognoni, the soft-spoken Tognoni, and I was like, dude, good for you, man. You know, and
finally
I think everybody was surprised for the second DQ. They were like, whoa, another. I mean, for the second point, everybody was shocked. But yeah, man, I think we need to see that more often.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Like I said, they know the rules.
Yep.
They know the rules. Eye pokes and groin strikes are the ones that I think you should get 1 warning, but 1 warning. Anything after that should be a point deduction, because at that point you got your warning. You don't get a second warning. You got your warning in the locker room. You know the rules already. You fight in the sport. Why are we giving 2 warnings? Fence grabs, point deduction right away, in my opinion. Headbutts can be an accident, I guess. Groin strikes can be an accident. I mean, goddamn, Sam Alvey got a warning for a groin strike that Turman hit him with his nuts. He didn't even kick him. Did you see that?
No.
Like, what the fuck was that? Turman threw that spinning back kick and landed off balance. And when he landed backwards, he like squatted down onto Sam Alvey's leg, and it like hit him in the cup. And then he was like, oh, and Tyone was like, hey, just be careful, Alvey. And he's like, I didn't even do anything. He just fucking spun and hit his nuts on my leg.
I think I remember hearing Beswick saying, if that were me, I'd be like, tell him to be careful.
Yeah,
no,
weird.
Right.
Never seen that before.
All
Self-inflicted nut shot.
Before that, Dustin Jacoby versus Darren Stewart.
It's tough for Darren Stewart.
It is very tough.
It's
been tough.
Yeah.
It's been
It's
tough.
been a tough run.
I mean, taking a look at his last few fights here, he lost to Jacoby, Eric Anders, which really if you think about it, I think it was probably his second loss to Eric Anders.
Yeah.
Lost to Kevin Holland. He beat Pitolo.
But was getting fucked up and got a guillotine when Pitolo rushed
Yeah.
in. It's not an easy win. He won. I'm not discrediting the win, but it wasn't an easy win.
It's it's been a rough go.
Shout out HLB Comer. Are we saying that correctly? HLB Comer? I hope so.
I hope so too.
Welcome.
From I believe he says from the UK, if I remember correctly.
Was it the UK or Europe?
Was it? I can't remember. But either way, man, HLBK Omer, welcome. When I take a look at this card, I think of two folks that are high risk of getting cut. And of course, that's going to be Smiling Sam Alvey and Darren Stewart.
Yeah, he took his gloves off for the official announcement of the winner. And I don't know if that was him retiring or, I mean, he's young, right? But it's a tough go, man. It's been a tough run for him.
Yeah,
I think Jacoby looked good, man.
He did. He did. He looked really good.
He looked like the best shape I've seen him in a while.
I don't know. I think maybe because it was Darren Stewart that he fought against, that I'm not overly impressed. Just being honest,
But he did what he needed to do with the opportunity that he was given.
Absolutely.
Right? He went out there and did what he was supposed to do. He hasn't lost since 2016, and it was a kickboxing fight. And it was due to injury. That's
a pretty long time to go without losing. So,
yeah.
All right.
You look good.
Before that, the fight I missed was JJ Aldridge versus Vanessa Thermopolis.
Yeah, I mean this one. This one we won't spend too much time on. JJ Aldridge, I think is very well rounded. Has a lot of skills. 10 9s on all three judges for all 3 rounds. JJ Aldridge.
Is it Team Elevation? She's with?
I believe so. Over in Colorado.
Yeah, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say. No, but I've enjoyed the last couple fights. Honestly, I don't even know what the heck I was doing when this fight was on.
I mean, it was an entertaining fight, right? There's just not much to say about it because JJ Aldridge kind of did what she was supposed to do. I think she was supposed to fight Tracy Cortez, so Vanessa took it on short notice. Like I said, JJ did what she was supposed to do in that opportunity that was given to her. She's promising though. She's very talented. You could tell. She's got great hands. Great hands.
Before that, this one was interesting. Pat Sabatini versus Jamal Emmers.
Yeah, it was interesting. God damn, dude. And Bisping, I think he just signed a 4-year commentary extension, and I'm so happy because I think he's really. I think Fitzgerald, Bisping, and Felder is so goddamn good. The whole card, team. I was like, they just flowed well with everything. It felt like I was watching a professional team. Like they made jokes and shit, but they really, I think they have good chemistry and they do a good job. But so Sabatini goes for the heel hook. Jamal Emmers goes for the toe hold, and they're like, "Oh, but he's going for a toe hold. Which one's gonna?" And Bisping goes, "Toe hold, schmo hold." got the heel hook, and he was right.
He's like, it's gonna cause a little bit of pain.
Yeah, but a heel hook's different, man.
Oh yeah, that's gonna tear up your knee.
Yeah, and
I think it did.
Yeah, Dana said in the post-fight press conference that X-rays showed he was fine, or he was like, they're like, "What about Emmers?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I feel for the kid, but we checked it out. Everything surprisingly looks good." And it's like, "Holy shit, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, we got an X-ray and like."
Oh no,
maybe
MRI.
We'll have to get, yeah, he's like, maybe we'll have to get him an MRI. And he's like, well, then it's not good. Cool, he didn't break any bones, but nobody thought he did.
We did X-rays, but the kid can't walk for some reason still. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Dude.
His knee has a weird bulge on the side of it.
Dude, come on.
But nasty, man.
Come on.
And all class from Sabatini, man. All class.
For sure.
He looked, for sure. I mean, he didn't go crazy after it. He said he was like, I'm fucking gutted for the guy. Like, that's...
He looked concerned. Like when he was getting interviewed, he
because
he
you
was
want
just staring at Emmers.
Yeah, you want the submission, but you don't want to fucking potentially cripple somebody. You know, that's not what he's in there to do. But Sabatini, man, 2-0 now in the UFC. Looks good, man. He looks good.
First fight of the night was Mana Martinez versus Guido Conetti.
Yeah, and man, I can't imagine having to fight after something like that happens.
A week ago, right?
Yeah, it was maybe 2 weeks ago now.
Okay.
Something like that. It was recent, though. Very recent. People talked about their head coaches. Bobby Green talks about his head coach, calls him dad. He calls him his father. You know what I mean? Back to Kevin Lee, he lost a coach, and he's never been the same since. You know? And he's talked about how he keeps going camp to camp, and he just can't find. He doesn't feel like he fits in anywhere, and he's just lost. You know? And I think that has to do with a lot of. I mean, he's fought killers too, but I mean, he just hasn't seen the same since his rise. Like the guy who fought Michael Chiesa, it doesn't seem like the same guy.
Very true.
And Mana goes out there, and I mean, the first round, it looked like he probably had to get those cobwebs out a little bit. He opened up finally towards the end of the round, and
it seemed like he was waiting a lot.
I think he just. I mean, I can't imagine what the mentality is, but I think it's probably tough to get started in the first fight since his coach passed away.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know, right? So maybe it just took a while for him to register. Like, okay, I'm gonna fight. I mean, I can't imagine it. You got to be thinking like, my coach isn't here. You know, like I'm in this fight, my coach isn't here. I can't hear him.
Yeah, who knows when the last time is that he fought without his coach in his corner? Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be so hard to do. But he kind of weathered the storm from Guido in the first round. When he did open up, though, holy shit, do you see the glimpse of what this kid can do? You know what I mean? Like, dude, he's fast, and he was ripping. He's like body, head, body up against the cage. It reminded me of like a vicious Nick Diaz from back in the day.
Yeah, Conetti learned quickly that he wasn't able to rope and dope or sit along the cage too long early.
Yeah, if you want to rope and dope, that's cool. But Mana saw that shit quick, threw like 2 punches, one landed, missed the other one from the rope and dope, and was like, "Oh, you're rope and doping? Cool, I'll just go to the body." But like that, he recognized it. Like mid combo, he recognized it. I don't know if the plan was to go to the body right away, but he definitely saw, because you can move your head all day, but that body's gonna stay right there. You know, if you're gonna plant your feet against the cage.
Yep.
And then after that, he just kept the pressure, right?
Yep. All right, man.
Second and the third. Yeah.
It was a good fight.
Adelaide Bird didn't give him the second round, which is crazy.
As soon as I heard in that first fight Adelaide Bird was going to be one of the judges throughout the night, I was like, oh, this should be interesting.
Yeah. She gave Sam Alvey the third round in that fight. So.
Just Adelaide Bird being Adelaide Bird, you know, doing Adelaide Bird things.
Yeah. That was a 10-7 round on her card.
All right, man. So here we go. We have performance of the nights. We had Edson Barboza versus Giga Chikadze. We had Chikadze that took away a performance of the night bonus. We had Mir Shart that took away a performance of the night bonus as well. Razak Ahasan took a bonus, and Sabatini took a bonus.
Nice.
Yeah, but you said that Ricky also took one?
Ricky and Brady both got a bonus. Dana said not $50,000, but they're not going to be upset about it. Kind of a crazy card. Lots of fights that got canceled from it. Ketlin Vieira was supposed to fight Sarah McMahon. My boy Marcelo Rojo was supposed to fight Kevin Kroon. Kroon pulled out. Cannot wait to see Rojo again. Let's see. Mario Batista was supposed to fight Guido Conetti. That pulled out. Jacoby was originally supposed to fight Oscar Mosarov. He pulled out. Tracy Cortez versus J.D. Aldridge didn't happen. How about Alessio Di Chirico was supposed to fight somebody else, and then ends up getting knocked out by the guy who replaces him. Sean Brady versus Kevin Lee didn't happen. Obviously, I'm glad to see D-Rod take that fight and get the win here.
Hey, also, when D-Rod says, I'm down to fight anywhere, anytime, he's one of the ones that you believe when he says, just call me whenever. Yeah.
I mean, he's taking the Dalby fight that he lost was on short notice also.
Yep.
He's ready, man.
I mean,
Brian Battle was supposed to fight Trishan Gore. Gore had to withdraw a knee injury.
I wonder if Gore's still going to get a contract.
You would hope so, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
He goes to the whole house, gets the finale, has to pull out on 10 days' notice. That sucks.
That does suck. All right, man. Well, do you have anything else for this week?
No, not really.
You gonna watch the fight tonight?
Yeah, I'll watch it. We'll go through it. Maybe we'll do like a reaction video depending on what happens.
Paul versus Woodley.
Yeah,
dude, I feel so dirty because I've actually looked forward to watching this fight.
Yeah, same.
Really?
I mean, I'm not looking forward to the fight itself. I'm looking forward to a potential outcome of the fight.
Yes. I guess you could say that. And want to know what the frustrating part is?
All of it.
Well, you have Jake Paul that's voicing fighter pay. You find out that Jake Paul, when the card settled and the pay settled, he asked to see how much each fighter is getting paid to make sure everybody's getting paid accordingly.
Yeah.
So you hear all these things about HLBK Omer says we all feel dirty and want to see it. Yes, I have to shower right after I watch it. But so you see these things and you're like, man, Jake Paul is doing some good stuff for the fighters.
Yeah.
And then he goes after Mama Woodley. And dude, I don't care who you are. That lady's a saint. You go after Mama Woodley.
Did you see Woodley's manager in that interview yesterday?
No, what'd he say?
Said that he got a group call from Masvidal and Yoel Romero.
Orlovsky. And
Orlovsky, yeah. I don't think Orlovsky was on the call, but they said Orlovsky also trying to come down because of that.
Hey, they're all ready to roll, bro.
Dude, I mean, these are fighters. You know, they're not just they're athletes, but they're not just like a football player or like a baseball player. These are dudes who are like, some of them are here because this is what they were good at. You know what I mean? Like there's people in
about a lot of fights that he got in prison, and he realized like, hey, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen numerous times what happens when you start shit with the Diaz brothers, and how many brawls have they been a part of? The hotel casino room, the brawl in Nashville, right?
I mean, well, recently we interviewed fighter Eric Ghost Pepper Gonzalez. That's available on YouTube for you to watch, Spotify, Breaker, Podcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts. So if you didn't listen to it because it's a great podcast. But even he talked about it. He's like, dude, I've just been in so many street fights.
Yeah. That's why he's come. Like, dude, some of these people, you cannot just do the whole shit talking thing. Some of these people will see you and will fuck you up. You know what I mean? Bisping has a great story of one time that he ran into Masvidal and thought he was about to get jumped. And I forgot what the reason was, but there was something that
they had been beefing for the longest time.
Yeah, Bisping did something that Masvidal respected, and he gave him the nod as they were passing, and Bisping was like, whew.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Dude, so there's some people you just can't say shit like that.
Which is the fighter that said that about the Diaz brothers, that he saw him at the hotel and he was like, fuck. And then that they gave him the nod, same thing, that he was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, dude, I felt accepted at that point. But you're right, dude, they're just fighters in and out.
Nick Diaz fucked up Joe Riggs in the hospital after their fight. Nick and Nate, they both fucked him up. There's blood everywhere because they had like IVs and stuff that got yanked out. And Joe Riggs won that fight. He won a split decision. Thinks his night's over. Then he sees him in the hospital and they fuck him up and he shits his pants.
Well,
not fun.
These things happen in hospitals.
But that's what I mean. Sometimes you have to be careful with what you're saying because I know he's just saying it to sell the fight, all that shit. But dude, like, these are real ass dudes sometimes, and like, you have to be careful. Fuck, man.
We'll see how it goes tonight. I'm gonna watch it, and Woodley, the fight against Luque, I was excited and I was happy for Woodley.
Yeah.
Even though he lost, I thought, here we go, because it seems like Woodley broke out of his funk. Yes. Yeah. It looked like he broke out of that mental block in that fight, so I was happy for Woodley then.
Same. The problem is Jake's not an idiot, and not only has he dedicated his life for the past few years to just boxing, and he has the money and the time to do that, right? He doesn't have to do anything else. He can just do that and just get better. Woodley's rapping. Not just that. On a 4-fight loss streak, 40 years old, complains about arthritis in both his hands constantly, is a wrestler and probably underestimating Jake Paul makes it kind of compelling. I would like, after tonight, I would like to look back on what I just said and say, what a fucking idiot. Woodley, former champion, of course he's going to fuck up this YouTuber. But as of right now, that's not what the narrative is. I would like, in hindsight, to look back on it and think that. Woodley also 170-pound champ fighting a 190-pound guy. So who's definitely on steroids. So
yeah. Oh no,
we'll
for
see.
sure. Did you see that they're not testing either of them?
Are they not?
No, it came
Jake
out.
Paul said that.
Jake Paul during an interview was like, "Are we not getting tested? Are we not getting tested?"
Yeah.
And then the Ohio Athletic Commission came out and said that the fighters for the main event will not get tested.
Yeah,
everybody else will.
Of course, the guy's clearly on steroids. Why wouldn't he be? It's his promotion. Of course, he's going to take steroids. Woodley said it sounded like Woodley has like actual like testosterone levels, like the numbers.
Oh, really?
From their face to face, he was saying like, "That's cool, man. You should maybe be more careful with who's in your camp because they're all talking." And he's like, "It's facts, it's numbers, it's ratios." Like
Omar here saying Woodley on the juice equals easy win.
I hope Woodley's taking everything, dude. Fuck it, let it ride.
Every juice bar right now in Ohio has probably been cleared out by both these guys.
Yeah,
and Vitor Belfort.
Yeah. You know what? You know what negates being 40? All the steroids.
All the juice?
Yeah. Let's go, dude. Why not?
I know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Woodley wins, then Jake Paul can be like, he was on steroids.
Yeah.
We didn't drug test him. It's like, all right, dude. You can see when Woodley brings up the when he accuses him of steroids in that face to face, it kind of stops him real quick, and he like doesn't have like a good answer, and he's like, "Oh, we're getting drug tested, aren't we? We're getting drug tested, aren't we?" And just keeps repeating that, and it was like, cool. So he's on steroids.
I mean,
but we all knew that, right?
But you said everybody's on steroids.
Yeah, Woodley probably was his whole UFC career.
Maybe he's just.
But hopefully now he doesn't.
On natural, dude.
All right, there's a difference of doing steroids to the level where you're not getting caught versus doing steroids when you know you can't get caught. A little different. You know what I mean?
Oh man!
Like,
all right.
Remember when Vitor? You think Vitor was clean his whole entire career until he got his TRT exemption, but then once he gets the TRT exemption, you see it's even more so obvious. So when you don't have to get tested, fuck it, let's do it.
After these fights, looking forward to the next UFC fight night, and it's a banger, man. Derek Brunson versus Darren Till.
Yeah, good shit, man. Tom
I'm
Aspinall.
Looking forward to that one.
Spivak has to take that fight on short notice against Aspinall. That's a fun fight. You got Khalil Roundtree back on it.
Oh,
Patty
he's back
Pimblett
on,
making his UFC debut.
That's going to be
wait
fun.
to see Patty Pimblett. I hope they let him do his signature walkout. Alex Morono's fighting. I like the guy. We just saw him last night give a black belt to Ricky. Jonathan Martinez versus Marcelo Rojo. Ooh, that's going to be such a fun fight, dude. Charles Air Jourdain versus Julian Rosa.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh. Jack Shores. Good card, man. Very good card.
Very good card. All right. Well, do you have anything right now about this week or leading up to next week?
I don't think so. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Catch us next week, Sunday morning.
Yeah, so just real quick, special shout out to, of course, Daniel Gonzalez Pacheco, who joined us.
Yeah.
Coleslaw, joining us for the MMA church from his actual church right now, which is fantastic. HLBK Omer, always a real one, man. And Omar, greatly appreciate it.
Shout out Omar.
Shout out Omar. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Another week. Sorry, the fight.